Hello, everybody. I just want to do a Alien Earth episode 5 kind of breakdown and review, if I will. It was basically a flashback episode to the ship that crash landed with all these xenomorphs and stuff from the, what is it called? The Weyland Martani, or whatever they call it. I really got to look that up. It's so confusing, the name. But it's a backstory of how the ship crashed. And in my honest opinion, and to really shorten this video up, what really was the problem, the crew were a bunch of idiots. The crew, first of all, why would you get all these creatures? They knew like nothing about them. They didn't know anything about their anatomy, like how they fed, how they grew, anything about them. It's like, didn't they have any information from like, and maybe we'll find something out if they make a sequel to Covenant that'll bridge the gap kind of and show you. But haven't they learned anything from previous missions where like nothing went right and it was like everything went to shit basically, pardon the French, but yeah, the crew was just a bunch of idiots. It was almost like the Three Stooges, or what was that show? With the guy on the army base back in the 50s, or was it the 60s? It was always getting into trouble. I forget his name. If anyone remembers, or if I could look it up, I'll try to put it in the description. But it was, they were just a bunch of idiots who were basically bumbling around the ship, not knowing what they were doing, not knowing anything about the cargo they were holding, and that's why they had a catastrophe like they did. Also, someone breaks into the ship from the Weyland Martani company. So that has to do with it too, and he kind of sabotaged the whole thing. He was being hired by the Boy Genius from the show to, I think he like orchestrated the whole thing basically to get the creatures. But it still doesn't change the fact that the crew were a bunch of idiots and they could have avoided a lot of it, maybe, if they weren't such idiots. I mean, who would board a ship like that in the first place anyway? I mean, that's kind of just stupid in and of itself. I guess it was money. They were making money, and they didn't know what they were getting into. But the only guy that knew anything was the what was it? The chief officer, the security officer, who has these. He's like part human, part cyborg. He's like the only guy that like is competent on the ship and knows what he's doing. But like the acting captain, the woman, when the captain died from the facehugger, and how did they not know that like facehuggers were like really dangerous and you don't want to mess with them? Like shoot them out of the ship, shoot the people with those on the out of the ship. How do you not know that? Like, I just maybe there's something I'm not getting. Maybe they didn't know what happened to previous crews, like on Prometheus or Covenant, or and again, I'd like to see a bridge movie, a third movie in that series to explain what exactly is going on. But yeah, I actually I like the alien aspects of it, the sci-fi aspects of it. I kind of thought the stupidness of the crew were kind of ruining it for me a little bit. If they weren't so stupid, if they weren't such bumbling idiots, including the acting female captain, I think I would have enjoyed it a lot more. So I'm gonna have to give this a 7 out of a 10. But yeah, highly disappointed in the flashback episode. I hope that the next, and I guess knowing it was going backwards was kind of disappointing too. Knowing we're going back and not forward. I hate when they do that with shows, when they show you a flashback episode to show you what happened. I mean, you could do it in a clever way, but most of the time it just is like a filler episode of stuff you kind of already know, or stuff you didn't need to know, or that wasn't relevant to the story or something. It's like, did we really need to know how it happened? I guess there was that one thing, like the guy sabotaged the whole thing from the other company, from the company that we know, Wayland Martani. Um, yeah, I wouldn't say it was horrible. It wasn't the worst episode I've ever seen of anything. It was okay. It wasn't the best. My favorite episode was 2 episodes ago, where it ended with a Tool song, and then the next episode ended with Metallica, and this one ended with a Smashing Pumpkins song, which I thought was really cool. So at least they kept that going with the songs in the end. So it did get that Smashing Pumpkins rock and roll, really cool rock and roll song. Really like that. And so, yeah, the bumbling crew kind of, I was like, yeah, really? Are they this stupid? Really? I don't think there's ever been an alien crew this stupid, this dumb. Even like the Prometheus crew, as dumb as they weren't this dumb, basically. So weren't this stupid. So I did like it a little. I did like it somewhat. There were some aspects to it I liked, like the face huggers, like some of the scary creatures, but just I was almost like yeah, that happened to them because they were idiots. They probably would have happened if they weren't idiots. So yeah, I'm gonna end it here, guys. Like I said, 7 out of 10. Not the best of the season, but it was entertaining enough, and I did enjoy it. And I'll probably watch it a second time with my dad because I always do that. So anyway, that's gonna be it, guys. May the force be with you. God bless, and have a great night or day.